Hey guys, welcome to the Microsoft Visual Studio C#.NET tutorial. We'll be starting that today. So the way to get started is hopefully you can download Visual Studio 2022. I think that's the latest release from Google. So you can just type on Google. So I won't be doing all that. But once you do, I'll tell you guys how to do that. It's pretty easy. It seems to be easier than other languages. So just go to Google, type in Visual Studio, hit enter. Should take you to some Microsoft page. The first link on that after that search, download. You can download. Just download Visual Studio for C#.NET. Then once you got that starting, make sure you click the C# for desktop application or Windows Forms, something like that. Don't choose C++. There's a bunch of stuff in there: Azure, web development, cross mobile, native app development. There's all kinds of stuff. There's like 20 different boxes. So just choose the one or just choose the download that's for C#.NET. That's .NET. Visual Studio. So don't download VS Code. So a long time ago we used Visual Studio in school. When I first started school, that was in 2000. Oh, I did that in 2015, in the winter session. So January 2015. They just had Visual Studio back then. I don't believe they had VS Code. So VS Code's more for web stuff. It's more of a simple kind of platform where you can just basically, it's a simple IDE, I guess, that you can just type code in, but we need special things for graphical user interface development that Visual Studio has, like the Solutions Explorer, Properties, Toolbox, and all that. That's VS Code doesn't have that stuff, so you need. So VS Code doesn't have that. So you need Visual Studio for that. So it's kind of hard to use. I think you can use JetBrains software too. We're going to start out with Visual Studio and see how it goes. Later on we may change to JetBrains. I think it's called Rider. We may change to Rider later on. But for now we're going to use Visual Studio. C# was developed by Microsoft, so we're going to try to use its own platform to do that, its own IDE that was made for C#. So hopefully you guys can see this screen. So once you download it, click on create a new project. Oh yeah, so just before this, once you got that Visual Studio download started, go to Google again, then type in, so go to Google again, type in .NET, so type in, hit the period, or the dot on the keyboard, NET space SDK. Go to the first link. I downloaded 7.0, but I think the most stable one is 6.0, so just go with whichever one you want. So then install that. I didn't have to change any environment variables yet. If something's not working, I may have to go back and change that later on. So if I do have to do that, I'll let you guys know. So anyways, create a new project here. So now choose the console app. I got night mode on, so the colors are going to be off. But as you can see, there's all kinds of stuff here. There's two console apps. One's for Visual Basic. That's not the one we're going to use. We're going to use Visual C#. That's the more advanced one. The more advanced language. Visual Basic's kind of easy stuff, or it's like the easier language. For C#, we never learned that. Some people did. So C#. So they have different stuff in here. You can set it up for Python. So console app, I think we're actually going to go with the Windows Form app. I hope I didn't click console app before. Let me just double check that. I believe it's a console app. So the book I'm using is from 2015, so it's not exactly updated. That's the one we used in school. Sorry, so I'm just checking which one they wanted us to choose here. Okay, so it is the Windows Form app, so choose that. Sorry if I said console. So choose the Windows Form app. So a form's kind of like this thing here, the page that's on the screen, the create a new project, that's like a form with buttons and stuff. So that's what we'll be creating. So as you can see, they got all kinds of stuff here. They got, this list goes on and on and on. JavaScript, they got React, Node.js, Python, they have Xamarin applications for .NET, native cross-platform. They got like a bunch of stuff in here. Azure cloud development using the .NET framework, all kinds of stuff. Random stuff here. So very advanced stuff. So we'll just go with not the basic console app. So don't choose the Visual Basic console app. Choose the one that, so as you can see, there's a tab down here, like a little box, almost like a button, but it's just like a little tab. So choose the Windows Form app with the C# icon that says Windows and desktop. If you're on Mac, you're gonna have to download hopefully they have it. I think they have a Mac version of this. So you should see the exact same thing. It'll probably say Mac in there instead. Excuse me. So choose that. Hit next. We'll just go with WinForms app. Well, we could go with my first. What did I call mine? Doesn't really matter, to be honest. We can just go with my first project, whatever, my first app. I think there could be spaces in there, probably. Maybe just we'll not go with spaces. We'll not go with spaces, and then we'll have okay, solution name, project name. So we'll just leave it like that. Hit next. Hopefully the camera's catching all this. Okay, so you can choose. Okay, so I download different SDKs. So I guess it's on the website. It said it didn't come with it. I downloaded 7.0, so if just in case it didn't come with it and it's asking you which one you installed, go with the one you installed then. I went with 7.0. Click create. So if you installed 6.0, like earlier I mentioned, go to Google, type in .NET space SDK, and download one. If you downloaded 6.0, then click 6.0 here. I'm not sure if it's going to install, because on the website it said that it didn't come with the SDK. So if it doesn't, hopefully that works. Sorry, I don't have a gaming PC, so it's kind of slow. Actually, I haven't bought a PC in a while, so. Just setting. It's the first time setting up. I usually work on my laptop, so I make videos on a desktop PC, so I had to move over to the desktop to set this up. If you guys see my other coding tutorials, each time I make a tutorial, I download the software on this desktop. Been pretty much just using JetBrains software. We're gonna go with the Microsoft software this time. We're gonna try it out. If it doesn't work, we'll switch to Rider, which is by JetBrains.